Hi, everybody. It's episode 433 of PodQuest.
Hey.
It's Wednesday, November 30th, 2022. I am Chris. With me is Druten.
Hello.
And Walnut.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Debatable.
Mostly.
But hey, you can talk.
Yeah. I mean, I usually, when I'm sick, never lose the ability to talk.
For better or worse.
Yeah, probably for...
Your streams would probably be way more entertaining. Not because you couldn't talk, but you with the croaky old woman voice, like you've been smoking a pack a day for 50 years.
Yeah, children. I don't know. I lost it there. Like I needed a script or something, and my brain wasn't forming one.
You have to sound like the guy from the movies. I don't know his name.
That's very broad.
He was in Mrs. Doubtfire. He played Robin Williams' character's brother that made the stuff for him. Well,
yeah. That's what I just tried to do. I don't know how well it came out in translation.
It was okay.
I lost. I didn't lose the. Like, I can still get the voice going, but it's actually really hard.
Man,
really
you are
hard
never going
to
be
do.
A voice actor.
That's a tough voice to do, even with a normal, like, not sick throat.
That's fair. That is fair.
Like what is that? The dude with Beetlejuice. He has a disease, or he has like a deformity or disease that lets him be able to speak like that.
And then Michael Keaton's just Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice was a little not as raspy as what I was just doing.
That is true.
It's gravelly and it's higher pitched. Like this is kind of Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice right there. But like maybe add a little bit more.
I don't think it is.
A little bit more musk to it, like add a little bit more gravel in your throat, like it's hard to get that like that. That's kind of like more Michael Keaton's voice. I don't know. I'm working on it.
I mean, I saw a video the other day. It was definitely an old video of Michael Keaton. I guess he did like a commencement speech at a graduation, and like at the end before he was getting ready to wrap up, he's like, "All right, hang on. I've got one more thing to tell you guys. I want you all to remember it. It's like." For the rest of your lives, like this is the most important thing I can possibly tell you. And they said, "I'm Batman," and like walked off the stage.
I love Michael Keaton, man. He's the greatest.
But Drew, we heard Richie's sick. How are you?
I'm okay.
That's good.
Druten went to 55 concerts this week, and he's absolutely fine. So
you know what? I don't think there were any concerts this week.
No, there weren't. Not that I went to. I mean, sure there were concerts.
I mean, yes, there are always concerts.
Druten's gonna be going to so many concerts. We'll eventually see him just at Taylor Swift because he's got the Wachovia Bank Center pass or whatever for going there so many times.
Well, first of all, I'm pretty sure she's playing Citizens Bank Park.
There we go.
She's playing one of the stadiums. I forget which one.
Yeah, I think it's Citizens Bank Park.
I forgot names of places. Okay. I haven't been to things because I don't have money to go to things anymore.
And when you go to them, you get sick.
And when I go to them, I get sick.
What a bitch.
Because you're not going to enough things.
But I don't have the money to go to things, so I can't go to things.
Magnolia Park is only $18.
What is Magnolia Park?
Just buy ticket. No, don't explain it, Drew.
Okay.
Just buy tickets. Yeah. Go. You'll have a great time.
I'm not going to go to something I don't know what it is.
Man, go find new bands. It's how I wound up listening to like 230 artists or something, according to Spotify this year.
I'm not against finding new bands, but like I'm not gonna go to a concert of something I don't know.
Why not?
Because
it's $18.
That's how I found found the one new favorite band for a band that I definitely knew. The other, Polyphia, I had no clue any of the bands play in that show. But I went, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't...
What's the other band?
Dance Gavin Dance.
Ah, okay.
I don't know, just for me, like, I need to know... Like, I'm different when it comes to live music, when it comes to seeing a show. Like, I like to be able to sing along, I like to be able to, like, enjoy, like to rock out and know what's playing. Like, I am one of those people that will look up the set list before before the concert and listen to it one or two times the day of, so that this way I can sing along with it and rock out to it, because in case there's songs I don't know. And yes, sometimes they throw those curveballs of different songs in there and whatnot, but like, when it comes to going to a concert, I've been to shows of bands that I did not know, and I had a good time, but it was more revolving around the people I was going with than it was actually the bands itself.
But it's $20. I mean, it's not even $20. It's under $20.
Yeah, but you guys are boring. Assuming you guys are going.
That really hurts.
I am. And me and Sarah are. But legit, you would like them.
I'd have to give them a listen, but
no listening. Buy a ticket and go.
I also am currently just like, when it comes to music, like I have zero clue what to listen to, and I just keep falling to the same old because it's like the comfort stuff right now. Because that's what that's what I mentally need.
I mean, that's like the easiest way to find new music is to ask me or Drew.
Yeah,
because I at least listen to good music. Drew is all over the place.
Hey.
Look, man, one of your top bands was fucking Hot Mulligan.
Dude, they're fucking so good.
I don't like them.
So good. I'm seeing them for a fourth fucking time.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Yeah, I just
fucking so good.
Yeah, they're mediocre at best.
I'm legit. They remind me of like middle era Boys Night Out.
Yeah, I don't hear that. I will say they are better recorded than they are live. I do not like the way they sound live. Recording, they're okay. I can deal with it. Yep. But yeah, Rich, just start going on to like Ticketmaster. Ignore all the fees. And just buy tickets to things. Look, I just got an email a few minutes ago. Like right before you guys jumped on. Oxymoron is playing the Fillmore in January. Pre-sales tomorrow. I'll send you the pre-sale code.
Man, but I don't even know that band.
They are an alternative like hip hop rock band.
Okay.
They're actually, like, I was just listening to them. Like, they're pretty good.
All right, we'll see. But
I mean, you're not going to. We both know it. You don't like
that's the thing.
Look, you always bitch that we don't like fun. You don't like fun.
I like fun. I just
you only like fun if it's streaming.
I just don't have money for fun. That's the problem.
Well, start that OnlyFans page. You'll have plenty of income.
I mean, I really should.
You've been putting it off for years at this point.
I have been.
Years. But yeah, no, like, so $20, Magnolia Park, it's worth it. They're playing the Foundry. I lost all of the pages. There we go.
There's only one page.
I have two different things. I have a separate doc for timestamps. But Rich, what's on the agenda?
So, first of all, guys, PAX is in a few days. Is there anything you're looking forward to? We'll talk about that. I beat Plague Tale Requiem, and I really want to talk about that. We're gonna do a little, like, check-in from Pokemans, see how everyone's doing. Then a little bit of Weird, the Al Yankovic story. And I was able to actually finish Stranger Things Season 4, finally, after, like, forever. And I'm assuming this was Cobb watched Wednesday.
Most of it.
So yeah, that's about going to be the show.
This is accurate. So yeah, you guys looking forward to anything for PAX?
I mean, the McElroys are going to be there, and they have 2 panels, so that.
I'm looking forward to hopefully going. Like right now, that's all I can bring to the table. Because I got sick on Saturday. I currently don't know if it was the flu, if it was COVID, or if it was something else. So I'm going to go get a test tomorrow, and if it comes back it was COVID, I can't go to PAX. So I'm looking forward to hopefully just going right now.
That's fair. That explains why you ignored my message yesterday, too.
Did you send me a message yesterday?
I mean, I sent it to both of you guys on Facebook chat.
Oh, yeah, well, you see, when I'm sick, I literally, like, I've slept pretty much most of this weekend, so any chats that went, like, I literally got hundreds of messages this weekend I didn't acknowledge. And then, yeah, yesterday I was streaming and then probably passed out on the couch afterwards, so that's why I ignored the message yesterday.
What an asshole.
I just chose to ignore it.
I saw you. I saw that you left it on red, so I just assumed that meant that you didn't care.
Honestly, it was, I saw it and then was driving. It like left my brother's house and then forgot that the message was there to respond to.
Way to cover up the fact that you were reading your phone while you were driving.
It was before I left my brother's house.
Sure,
that's not what you said.
Sure.
That's like Jeff Grubb on like the Bombcast like 3 weeks ago saying that he was driving on a freeway doing 70 playing Pokemon Snap.
Nice.
And then tried to validate it with like, I'm a good driver. It's okay. I know what I'm doing. People were very upset with him.
You mean Pokemon Go?
No, Marvel Snap. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at the thing where it said Pokemon and just put the two together.
I was like, how is he playing his Switch and driving 70 miles an hour?
I mean, the same way he would be playing the Marvel Snap.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's a lot of people that play Marvel Snap on Twitch. It's wild. So
no, but he was driving while doing it.
Yeah. But like I've watched it. You need to actually pay attention to that game.
Yeah, at least a little bit. But yeah, Drew, did you sign up for, like, is there anything that you're going to go see?
I have to go back through the list of emails. I know I replied to at least one or two. But then also, like, I know there's Blood on the Clock Tower there, and I definitely am trying to play some. But then, just whatever random shit on the expo floor.
That's fair. Yeah, I responded to a couple of things. The one I messaged Rich about was Together Studios. They reached out to see if we were interested in talking to somebody about a new D&D Eberron book.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you were interested in that.
Potentially.
That's fair. But
like,
yeah,
I said, I'd have to. I have not gone through any of these emails at all that we've been getting because I've been sleeping for 5 days, basically.
Yeah, there weren't that many. Like, there were definitely fewer emails than like previous years.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've been getting hit up a lot. I get hit up a lot consistently, but I feel like I've been getting a lot more emails than just in general. But throughout November, currently have about at least 15 emails that I got to go through in my inbox, and then probably another 40 in my promotions box because it all separates everything, and so I just got to go through it all. But some of it is from the same Alderac, which was I have like 3 from Alderac, 3 or 4 from Alderac. So.
Yeah, I had gotten a couple from them. Just got one a little while ago about D&D minis.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those like custom will 3D print one for you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring up my calendar and it just is not. I hate that the Google Calendar like defaults you to day.
Yeah.
And then sometimes if you hit back, it brings you to month. Other times, it just closes the fucking calendar like an asshole.
Yeah.
That's not the right day. Come on now. That's the right day. Yeah, I am going to see like a card game on Friday.
That's the React, right? That one?
No, it was Brother Ming Games.
Yeah. The game is called React.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to see that one and the WizKids booth in the afternoon on Friday.
Okay.
That's basically it. I did respond to another one that just had like hey, pick a time, and if you come by, we'll show you things. So I picked a time, and I'll walk by and see if they show me things. But
yeah, I'll probably go through tomorrow.
Yeah, I happen to have a little bit of time today, so I kind of sorted out those emails and set them all aside.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure I'm missing one because it's not tagged like it should be, and that bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
When was this? Yeah, these. Let's label these correctly. For some reason, they were labeled for Kickstarter. There we go. Fixed them. We're good, guys.
There you go.
But I guess, Rich, how's Plague Tale?
Oh boy, Plague Tale. Let me tell you about Plague Tale, guys. Honestly, this one is not as good as the first.
This was Requiem, right?
Yes, Requiem is the sequel. Innocence was the first one. And it opens up kind of it opens up fine, but it kind of rushed a lot of things to where everything's been fine since the end of the game, and it's been several months since the end of the first one. But then shit hit the fan, and then just everything goes wild. And they feed greater on the aspect of the supernatural controlling the rats and things like that. And it's just the overarching story of what's going on in this world is interesting, but it just the way they put this one together, there were a couple of sequences that just really did not work. And it's mostly because this game is made for stealth. It's made for sneaking around, for stealth combat, but you don't get any sort of like, like stealth vision type thing, like, where people are type stuff, like focus vision or anything, except for in like one instance, and that's it. And you never get to use it again, even though you have that character with you from time to time. And it's just, there are a lot of forced combat scenarios where it's you versus a horde of enemies, and all you have is your fucking sling that can't hurt enemies with helmets and can only do so much. And so it took away like the puzzles of the like, the stealthing and turned it into the puzzles of what do I have to blow up to kill this enemy. And it kind of just like, it fell short big time with a lot of that. They really, really go off the wall at the end. I'm annoyed that I actually stopped when I did before my last session, because like I only had like an hour left, and I was like, I wish I would have just stuck with it and like stuck with that last hour. Because the whole ending of this game is you playing as Amicia going to rescue your kidnapped brother, who thinks you're now dead. And he has relinquished himself to the Immacula, which is the disease he has that lets him control the rats. And he destroys a city at one point with these rats, to a point where you're going down into a crater of just waves of rats coming at you. And like,
that's fun.
It was weird. And it felt like it didn't fit. Because then there was this instances of like, when you got close enough, you had to find your brother, and like, so you had to follow these random statues that were out of nowhere. Like, the game, although, yeah, it's like a fantasized world where somebody can control plague rats and whatever, like, it still kept it quite grounded, but this kind of went over the top. Like, there's no way there's this many rats that ever lived in existence that were in this world. You don't know
that? You didn't exist that long ago?
No. Like, there's no way that the amount of rats that you see on screen at one point has ever had that same amount of rats that have lived on this world from the beginning of time till now, that have lived and died from the beginning of the world. Like, there's just so many fucking rats in this game. It makes literally no sense at times. There's like literal tidal waves of rats coming at you that you're shooting friggin' flamethrowers at them to try to keep them away. Like, as these waves are coming at you, they're like radiating out from around you, and it gets way over the top, to a point that like it really lost quite a bit on me. And then the whole point of the game is you're trying to save your brother. Like, you're trying to just make sure your brother has a great life. And spoiler alert, which I've already spoiled a lot already, your last major action in the game is you kill your brother, because there's no other way to stop him, and he's the one who tells you that. So
I mean, that seems fine.
But like, it kind of was like it kind of felt like they added these systems of like leveling where you can level up based on your, like, how you play. So if you play more stealthy, you get more stealth points, but if you play more aggressive, you get more aggressive points, and things like that. And like, they kind of, it felt as if they built this game around a potential karma system, but there was no difference in the end how you played it. So the whole time you're playing this game, they're saying to your main character, like, the way you're acting, you're gonna make him, he's reacting the way you're acting, and he's reacting to the way you act. And so it's like, alright, well, if I act more stealthy, then I'm gonna get maybe the better ending. No, it's just, I researched it. No matter what, your brother has to die at the end of the game. There is a choice that you can make at the ending, and that's whether or not you decide to kill your brother. And if you decide not to kill your brother, by just standing there, the other character you're with kills your brother. And that slightly, barely alters the ending. And the alteration to the ending is when a different character at the very ending asks about this character that killed your brother or not. Like, it's either, oh, I haven't talked to him since he killed Hugo, I can't. Or, oh, he's studying with so-and-so. I've seen him a month ago or whatever. And it just really didn't feel super connected and cohesive of like
what's the actual like game mechanics? Like, is it like an action game? Is it like a stealth game?
It's a stealth game. It's 100% stealth. Like it's stealth and puzzles.
Okay. With rats.
With rats. Like the whole point of the first game was really to avoid purposefully killing people. There were a lot of instances that you caused people to die based on like something you might have done to try to help you get clear a thing, and then they didn't pay attention and they died because like it was never an intentional murder throughout a majority of the first game. I think there was like 1 or 2 times that you actually do murder people in the first one. I can't 100% remember though. It's been a while. But like this whole game is like Amicia just going down the hall of like, I'm killing everyone. And it just like, it didn't feel like, it was like, they even told her like, hey, you're going a little too much. Like the reason a lot of the issues that you're dealing with is because you're killing people. You should probably stop killing people. And it like, they build a lot of segments where you have to kill enemies, but they do not have good battle mechanics.
That's annoying.
There's no, like, there is melee attacks as like a counter only. So like when enemies get close enough to you, you can then use it. But there's no actual melee attack. There's a, like, you get one legit weapon, which is your crossbow, that has very limited ammo. Like, throughout the game, I had maybe 3 bolts at most. And during these instances that you have to kill enemies, and only kill enemies, they generally just gave you an unlimited supply of crossbow bolts, because that was what you were supposed to do. It's just shoot enemies with crossbows. But it's like, sometimes you'd run out of those crossbow bolts, or they wouldn't load, and like they wouldn't populate fast enough, so where you'd have to like try to cheese the enemy by like using your sling and trying to figure out how to kill them without using the crossbow. And it's just like, I'm like, this is not what I played. I didn't play the game to become a murderous person. I played the game to find out the story and the history of the macula.
You only play games to murder. Come
no,
on.
Like, that's not what this game was initially, and that's not what the game starts as, but it just becomes a murder sim eventually. But it's just like, they build up this big story of like, oh, the macula has caused all the famous plagues throughout time. Like, apparently there's a plague before the bubonic plague that none of us have ever really heard of. Then the macula is the bubonic plague. And then, like, the game ends. Like, you get through the ending, you like, say your goodbyes to Hugo's gravesite before you leave, because her adventure's not over. She's going to figure out who the next carrier of the macula is, so she can try to help them. And then the credits roll. And as the credits end, it opens up on a scene where you hear a heartbeat monitor and somebody in a hospital bed, and they have the macula. And I should have looked this up. I swear to God, they were trying to say that COVID was caused by the macula. I swear. Like, they're trying to say, like, the new big plague, or the new big disease is COVID, and that's being caused by the macula. And so now somebody can control COVID with rats or something like that.
I was going to say, so does that mean we have, like, murder? Is that where the murder hornets come in?
That might be it. That might be it. Murder hornets came from the macula for COVID.
And, like, somebody just already murdered their brother, so it just isn't a problem?
Yeah, exactly. That could be it. But, like, it felt like they were trying to build up a story that didn't really need to be built up to. But also, like, they ended something sooner than maybe it really needed to be ended by. Like, they could have built a bigger story about, like, them being a family, rather than just turning it into, he's gonna just go crazy, so he's gonna kill everything now, and you have to kill him. Like, it felt wrong, it felt off. And, like, the whole ending, when they were actually telling you, like, you know what you gotta do, and I was just like, no. Like, this is stupid. This is dumb. Like, the whole game was preventing this. Like, I know you can't always get the happy ending, whatever, but, like, I'm playing a video game. And the goal of the video game is to prevent this thing from happening. And you're gonna end this video game in this series of video games, with me not completing my objective. That kinda sucks. Like, I felt like I wasted my time.
Which, like, I get that. It's a bummer, but I get it.
Yeah, like, and it's one thing, like, say I'm playing the original Mario and I can't get to the final Bowser stage and whatnot. Like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I died. I failed. That's on me. But, like, it's not like they wrote a story where when you get to Bowser at 8-3 and there's still no princess there. Like, that's, hey, fuck you, Nintendo. And that's kind of how I feel here. It's like, hey, you put 20 hours into this game series across 2 games. You played, you dealt with the not great battle mechanics in this one and the rough mechanics of the final boss fight in the first one. And we're just gonna say, hey, you failed still. And I'm just like, well, that just doesn't feel good. It doesn't.
Yeah. I was trying to think of another game where, like, you had to, where, like, it gave you, like, the illusion of choice, but, like, that choice still ended in you having to, like, kill the person you were trying not to. And I'm just drawing a blank. I know there are some, and I can't think of them.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't the original Fable, not exactly that, but it was kind of like, oh, you could have made all these choices all the way, and then, one choice at the very end determines the entire ending, no matter how you played the game the rest of the way.
Well, that's Knights of the Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic, the original KOTOR. You can play through the entire game in Dark Side, but the decision you make at the end, whether to join Malik or fight him, that determines your ending. Like, that's kind of BS. Like, that was my choice. Like, not like how I played throughout the game. But I mean, that was early on in the decision-making, like, affecting storyline games.
I don't know, didn't fucking Chrono Trigger have, like, 47 endings?
No.
I mean, Chrono Cross had a lot of possible endings.
Maybe it's Chrono Cross.
I think Chrono Trigger had more than one, but nothing crazy. But Chrono Cross was the game. Like, Chrono Cross had, like, drastically different just potential storylines in the game. Like, in the first, like, 12 hours, if you turn Kid down, which is, like, the main blonde female protagonist, you can actually have her not join your party until, like, later in the game and end up with a completely different, like, party members that are not available at all if you let her join at all.
Okay, there are 15 endings in Chrono Trigger.
Yeah,
really?
Well, so it's all dependent on when you fight the final boss.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you can, depending on the time zone that you go to fight the final boss, it gives you a different ending, I believe. So, like, when that whole final boss sequence opens up, like, if you do it at the far future, then, like, you never affected the past. But if you do it in the far past or something like that, I know one of them is if as soon as you get to the edge of time, you can go right to the final boss right away. And then there's a battle that the first time you go into it, you are supposed to die. Like, you're going to lose. But if you do New Game Plus, if you can win that there, and that alters the ending of the game as well. But, like, none of it is really based on your choices. It is kind of based, it's based on your performance more so than your choices.
Which, I get that. I did not think that Chrono Trigger had that many endings.
Yeah.
For some reason I thought it was much more contained than.
Yeah, I knew they had at least 4 or 5. But you said 15. Well,
yes, 15. There are apparently 15 endings.
I wonder how many of them are also included due to the DLC stuff or the update, the not base version, and how many of them were from like the 3DS and whatnot.
I don't think any of the other releases changed any of that.
They added additional dungeons and things like that to do at the end of the game. Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure though. I only got the one ending, or I got 2 endings technically, because you get an ending if you die in the final boss fight, and you get an ending if you complete the final boss fight, and if you win. So I got 2 different endings when I played that game.
Oh, that's right. You just recently played that, didn't you?
Yeah. Technically, you roll credits if you lose against the final boss, and so technically you beat the game even though you lost.
Did that happen to you?
That happened to me like 3 times. That final boss is tough, man. That's a hard final boss. Because it's such a tough mechanic. Plus, it can have some really brutal move combinations that, like, a few of the times that's what caused me to die is, like, they got really lucky with their ability combinations. Because, like, a lot of my builds were based on not getting negative status effects, and the final boss has the ability to take away the ability to negate negative status effects. So then you could start getting negative status effects, and that's basically what happened to me. He negated all of my character's negative effects, and then was able to, like, sleep or rage or whatever some of my players that really caused things to go downhill. I was like, how many times did I think I attempted him 3 times. 3 or 4 times actually. I think it was like 3 times in one stream and then 1 time in the next one, and I beat it the next time.
Well, good job on beating Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, that's a fun game. But Plague Tale, man, I just think it's wild that they were like, oh, let's throw, like, let's say that it went to the future now. Like, they're kind of writing off the entire series at this point. It's like, we don't need to make any more in the past. We're going to make a modern day Plague Tale.
No, that's what we thought they were going to do with Assassin's Creed, and look what happened.
It's gonna be, and I was actually talking to my brother about this. I'm like, this is going to be their Assassin's Creed, where somebody is going to use the Animus to go into the past to find out information about the macula to try to stop it in the present.
Actually, yeah, you know what? I could see that happening.
Because that's basically what happened in this one. You went to an island and you went and learned about the macula from the past to try to figure out about it in the current time. So it's like, all right, that's what's going to happen in the next one. But it's just going to be repeating the same. Like, you're going to go to the past and find it out, and then you're going to try to figure it out. And you're not going to go to the past, but you're going to research the past. And it's just, I don't know. I don't think, unless it's on Game Pass, which it probably will be, unless it gets released on Game Pass again, if they ever do make another Plague Tale, I don't know if I'll play it. It's just they're decent games with cool mechanics that are janky based on what they're throwing you. Like the mechanics, the stealth mechanics and everything works fine until they force you to combat. Like the scenery and the setting looks beautiful, honestly, until it doesn't at times. Like, and it's weird to say, like, it does until it doesn't, but there are, like, oh man, this looked great, and then it's like, oh, well, now this kind of looks not great.
Who made that game again?
I don't know.
I'm just drawing a blank on who it was.
I'll find it in a second. It is,
Asobo?
Focus Entertainment.
No, that's who published it.
Yeah,
Asobo is the studio. So let's see, what else have they done?
Anything?
Microsoft Flight Simulator?
So it looks like yeah, I guess they are the Flight Simulator people.
They did The Crew 2, Zoo Tycoon. They did Connect Rush, Quantum Break.
Recore.
I remember Recore.
Okay, so no, this sounds like for the most part they're like a support studio, because they did not do Recore. That was a fucking Inti Creates jam.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't?
No. You might be thinking a different game.
Yeah, because you're thinking of.
Oh no, sorry, Concept, not Inti Creates. Yeah,
but it looks like, so they are, like, Asobo is listed as one of the developers. You might have been thinking Inti, because Inafune was involved in this. Around the same time, he was also involved with Inti with Mighty Number 9.
Yes, that's literally 100% the reason I was confusing that.
Recore was a game that I was very interested in when I first heard about it. I never actually played it.
It's, like, mediocre. Like, it's not as bad as they made it out to be, but it's one of those games where it's very large and there's just nothing to do or see. Mm-hmm. But, like, the traversal and, like, concept was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it looks like they are the developer for Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, otherwise, like, they did in the mid-2000s, they also did a Garfield game.
Oh, jeez.
It was Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties.
Oh, fucking... That was one of the ones
game.
Jeff played, isn't it?
It might be. It looks like they did it was on PS2 and Windows. So yeah, Jeff probably did play that one. They also did Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up, Toy Story 3. They did a lot of the Mummy the Animated series. They did a lot of, like, licensed games for a while there. It looks like it wasn't until honestly, until like the Crew 2. Like you said, they were support studio, it seems like, for Recore. And then they did a Disney game, a Zoo Tycoon game, a Monopoly game, a Connect game, a Disney Pixar Connect game. So they're like, being that they did a lot of licensed stuff, the fact that like both Plague Tale games kind of like actually do look as good as they do, like that's saying something. Because like usually those licensed games, not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Plague Tale probably was their first like big thing they were the developer of.
Yeah, because it looks like they were support for the Crew also.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because like Plague Tale was all over like the media, or not the media, but all over the internet advertised wise. It was like it was nominated. I don't know if it might have actually won, but I know it was nominated for Best Something in the Game Awards when that came around. But like
Best Narrative, it was nominated but did not win.
Okay.
It did win the Steam Award for Outstanding Story-Rich Game.
Which I can see that. I can get that. I don't think this one holds up to any of that. I don't think it holds up to any of it.
And I feel like this one did not get the same reviews as the first one either.
I don't think it even got the same kind of like promotion as the first one. Like
actually, it is reviewed almost identical to the first one. Like Metacritic wise.
I mean, I did say like if you liked the first one, you'd probably like this one. So that might like feed into that a bit. Like it is gonna show the same, but it's, to me, I don't think it. I think the first one is definitely worlds better.
Yeah, for some reason in my head, this game is a Xbox exclusive, but it's not.
No, it's not. I played it on PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm not sure why in my head it has always been Xbox exclusive.
I played the first one on PlayStation. You might be thinking Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah, I for whatever reason, like those two games, I do like. I know they are different games. I know there is really nothing similar about them, but like they do, like I get them crossed in my head. I think they came out around the same time.
I think they might have, but they also have kind of similar art styles, very hyper realistic, and
that's fair.
And whatnot. That like I can see getting them a little confused until you play them. But like, yeah.
For what it's worth, also, A Plague Tale Innocence was the first original game that Asobo had done since Fuel in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else was either like a licensed product or they were like support.
Yeah.
So, but Rich, how are you doing with Pokemon? I don't want to drag that on too long.
I have 205 Pokemon in my Pokedex.
That's not all the Pokemon.
No, I'm 195 away. But
you need to get better.
Look, I haven't played since Wednesday, man.
Way to slack.
I've been sick, okay?
What better way to spend your time than catching Pokemon?
Exactly.
Sleep. When I'm sick, I sleep. So it was Saturday, I slept. I was like, I can't, my head hurts way too much that I just slept pretty much all day, off and on. Sunday, my brain, I don't know if it'll be able to do video games. Like, I don't know if it'll be able to keep up. It's Pokemon, it doesn't really need to keep up. It's not like I was playing Monster Hunter or something. But like, I was like, let me just, I'm 3 episodes into Stranger Things. Let's just finish Stranger Things this week, or today. So that's what I did all day Saturday, or Sunday, was watch Stranger Things. And just pretty much anything else that I was behind on. But yeah, no, I haven't played since Wednesday because it was Thanksgiving, and then I had work Friday, which was stupid, and then we played D&D Friday night, so it was from the end of work till D&D. I had to like do a little bit of prep and get like situated with that, and that's also when I kind of started to not feel great. And then so
you're blaming it on D&D now.
Well, while we were playing D&D, I started to feel a little bit worse and worse as like the hours went by. But I also just had a shitty day with work because I had to fucking work on Black Friday.
That does suck.
It was stupid. I sent an email out to a group of upper management. They were all out of office. Why did I have to be there?
Because they
upper
need somebody
doesn't have to be here.
They need somebody to man the fort.
It was so stupid. I didn't do any work besides I covered for my boss, and that was it. I was like, I can't, and it was like I felt like my brain just not functioning, and I was just like, but yeah, Saturday was just shut down all day. Sunday was sick and not feeling good, so watching TV all day. Monday was like, I still need to rest my brain, so I didn't game on Monday either. I didn't get back into gaming until yesterday, which was Monster Hunter Day, so yeah, I haven't played in over a week, and I feel it. I lost my race to catch all the Pokemon first in one of my Discord channels, by 195 Pokemon.
Maybe if you'd played between now and last week.
I mean, possibly. If I had planned on playing throughout Saturday and Sunday, and I possibly I might have been able to get it if I had been able to play Saturday and Sunday. But not likely. Not likely. They killed it, man. All 400, I think, or more. I think it's 400. What did they reach it? Sunday night? Monday? Something like that? It was wild. But yeah,
where are you at in the actual, campaigns?
So, 205 Pokemon. I have one more Titan, two more, Starfires, and three more gyms, to do. I just did the Ice Gym on top of the mountain. So
okay.
I still have probably I'm hoping to beat the storyline by Sunday night when I stream on Sunday night. But probably won't be until Monday.
Drew, how about you? Have you put any more time into it?
Yeah, I played a bunch over the weekend. But I think I've done 4 gyms, 2 of the Team Star things, and 3 of the Titan Pokemon.
We're probably around the same spot then.
And I know my Pokedex is my caught is around 170. I also have been doing a bunch of random the mystery trades, which has helped.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing I haven't really touched, is trying to do any of that, because I don't really catch I don't often catch Pokemon I already have. So right now it's I don't have a lot of spare Pokemon to trade because I'm not catching them. Once I get a Quick Ball, I'm all over it. Once I get access to buying Quick Balls, I'll be all over catching everything.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to get access to catch Ultra Ball, or to buy Ultra Balls.
Yeah, same. It's weird how that's
so. I think it is based on region. I'm not really sure, but I just got to a location that has Ultra Balls.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's based on where you are on the map and not actually how many gyms you've done or anything. I don't really know. It might be based on gym completion. But I just got access to Ultra Balls. I've had Great Balls for a while, but I think I just had access to Ultra Balls.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm trying to remember, because I haven't played in a couple of days. I don't know how many Pokemon I have. I have somewhere over 150, if I remember correctly. But I have at least 4 gyms down. I know that the next one that I'm going to is the normal gym.
I've already done that one.
Okay, yeah, because I know for sure I did the bug and the grass, the electric, and the water.
I just did the electric and water, and I did the bug and the normal.
So you didn't go over to do the grass one?
Fucked if I know where the grass one was.
It's on the map.
I'm sure I know they're all on the map. I just
If you look at where the bug gym is on the map, and you go to the other side of Messagoza, that's where the grass gym is. It's pretty much a straight line between where the bug gym was and where the grass gym is. If you did the Rock Titan, you were on the way to that gym. It's a level 20 gym. You should probably go do it.
Oh, you know what? I think I'm out. No, I definitely did the electric gym. Did I do 5 gyms? Maybe I did do the grass one. That, or I went and was planning to go to the grass one, did the Titan, and then got distracted and went up to the water, possibly. Yeah, I definitely did the water, because that's
electric,
the chef.
Electric is one. Because if you did the electric, you would have ran by the grass gym.
It's entirely possible. I just went da-da-da-da-da. Oh, yep. There's a gym, and completely spaced out on one.
Hey, you can do the gyms in any order.
You can, because I definitely did the normal gym second.
You did the normal gym second?
Yep.
How hard was
it? Isn't that a level 35 or 40 gym?
They're 30. It's fucking easy. They're fucking normal types.
That's true. You use a good fighting type move on them, they go down.
Didn't even have a fucking fighting type. Fuck that. I just used my fucking starter Pokemon, fucking wrecked their shit.
What was your starter?
Spriggerita, the fucking cat.
Oh, okay. What is this? What's its type when it's final form?
Grass Dark.
Okay.
So, the fun thing they did in this one, when they dual type all the final forms of the starters, is the dual type is strong against the dual type of the thing they're weak to. So, like, the water starter gets dark, or gets fighting, which is strong against dark, but then the grass one gets dark, which is strong against ghost, which is the fire's second type.
Okay. I hadn't realized that. I will say, not a big fan of the Terra stuff.
Of terrestrializing it, like, just the whole like, the Terra.
Yeah, like, I don't like the gimmick. The animation takes way too fucking long.
Agree on that.
How often do you use it?
I don't ever use it.
Well, I mean, that's...
Like,
complaining about the animation. Like, I use it during gym battles.
Well, I was gonna say, the gym trainers use it, and it makes those battles take significantly longer because of that animation. But so far, at least, I haven't, like, it's been useless.
Yeah.
Especially because the couple times that it would have been useful was with my, like, the water type Pokemon I have. Only its Terra type is fucking fairy, so it does me no good.
Well, then that's why that's the point of the Terra, though, is it's trying to make it's not useless. You're not getting the Pokemon with a good Terra type. Like, that's...
We went over this. I don't sit here and swap out my team every gym. Like, I'm using my Azumarill till the fucking end.
I know this. I'm not trying to say, like, it's not for you, is what it is.
Yeah,
like, you're not,
I don't like it.
You are one of, honestly, a few people. Like, I mean, Drew probably as well, I don't know. But, like, I've never met anybody who's ever played these games without the interest of actually battling in these, like, afterwards. Like, you are one of a few people that play these games because you, like, kind of enjoy the game, which is weird.
Yeah, I don't like playing games with people, so I don't want to battle actual humans.
And it's just like it's you're kind of like you're an outlier when it comes to Pokemon, because you're just like, I just want to play the Pokemon game. Like, you don't generally care to collect everything. You don't generally care to, like, get the better Pokemon or whatever. You just want to play the game, which is just weird to me because Pokemon stories generally aren't that great.
I'm not playing it for the story, though. I'm playing to see the guys get stronger.
But you don't switch out the guys.
Yeah, because I get attached to my team.
Fuck that, they're fucking servants. Fucking who cares?
But, like, that's the thing, like, you're not going to use an Annihilate? Like, have you seen how awesome Annihilate looks?
Probably, and if it's the one I think it is, I did not like it.
You don't like Annihilate? Man.
I may be thinking of a different Pokemon. I'm not sure.
Annihilate is the evolution of Primate, and he is ghost fighting, and he looks fucking awesome.
I have not seen him then. Yeah. I thought that might be...
There's
a weird gorilla Pokemon that was, like, in the woods at one point.
Well, yeah, probably one of the ones from, like, Sun and Moon, Pissimian, or something like that.
You know what? I think that might be right, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, it's just...
Oh, Annihilate is awful looking.
Yeah, no, Annihilate looks
awesome,
stupid
man.
as hell. What are you talking about?
I love him.
They've ruined my boy Primate.
Primate looks so much cooler.
No, Primate is fucking boring.
I mean, look, none of them have anything on Fido and his evolution, Darkspun.
I haven't seen his evolution. I haven't evolved to Fido yet.
He just got baked. That's the only difference.
Pretty much.
Like he finished
and got a long face.
Well, I was gonna say he finished proofing, so like he got a little bigger, and then he got baked, and he's adorable, and he's a fucking like just monster. Like, he is who I throw out when I need a Pokemon that can just fucking like get hit and not care. Like, if I'm trying to like catch something that's like on the stronger side and I've already whittled it down, he's who I throw out to just like tank damage while I'm throwing Pokeballs. He's great.
So,
Unlike
I have
fucking
one quick complaint about the new Pokemon. There are fucking way too many ghost types. Fucking everything's something fucking ghost.
They did seem to add a lot of ghosts this time around.
I mean,
I swear to God, half the Pokemon I have are something/ghost. And that's not necessarily just this one, but like the last few generations, I feel like Ghost has become incredibly bloated.
I don't know. I feel like they add a lot of ghost types. Like,
I mean, like
they just added a fucking primate evolution that's ghost. They added another ghost fire. There's a fucking ghost ground fucking clump of sand with a shovel in its head.
That's been in that forever, though.
I mean, well, Sun and Moon?
Yeah, it's been in there for a while.
Yeah, I mean, and Sun and Moon's pretty old at this point.
Sure, I mean, it's 2 gens, but again, it's less explicitly this one, more like Pokemon in general. I feel like Ghost type has gotten like oversaturated.
I don't disagree, because you figure like you said, they added a ghost subtype to a primate evolution.
The starter has a ghost.
Well, yeah, like Fuecoco becomes a fire ghost. K-Lava in Arceus was fire ghost, the final form of Cyndaquil. Or no, Typhlosion. I'm sorry, Typhlosion is the final form.
Oh, wow, that was a ghost type too.
It was a fire ghost. He actually looked really cool though, because his flames got like the purple like ghosty flames.
Okay.
There's the ghost dog where it's got like a little purple candle on its back, and then it evolves into a larger ghost dog. And I know there were a handful of other ones, but you know what, for them kind of oversaturating the ghosts, at least for what it seems, they have added like at least Pokemon that were not in Sword and Shield. Since I caught them all in Sword and Shield, this game does have a lot of interesting new ones, or just ones that I was not overly familiar with, like the Capsicid and its evolution is fun looking.
Mm-hmm. I love Covillain.
Oh, the fucking tumbleweed is a ghost grass, like
yeah. But it's a tumbleweed. That's
a
tumbleweed
hilarious. Though. It's a dead weed.
Sure, that one fine, but again, it's the like, oh my god, why is everything ghost? Why is the Sandcastle ghost?
Because it doesn't it eat children?
Fucking probably.
Everything
every
in Pokemon eats children.
Like, what is? I can't. I can't remember the story of.
Like you get it though, right? Every fucking ghost Pokemon hates fucking children because it was fucking made to fucking fight its friends by children.
Sandygast. Let's see. Where was the Pokedex entry?
Oh, in order to evolve. Sorry, go ahead.
Born in Sun and Moon. So this is Sun's. Born from the sand mound, playfully built by a child, this Pokemon embodies the grudges of the departed. It takes control of anyone who puts its hand in its mouth, and it adds to the accumulation of its sand-bound body. Grudges of the dead have possessed the mound of sand and become a Pokemon. It's found with a shovel in its head. And then, if it loses its shovel, it will stick something else, like a branch in its head, to make do until it finds or flings the sand. Yeah, but like that's the thing. A lot of like the ghosts, especially like Sandygast, like it's a ghost type because it's like it's embodying like it's fucking sand. Like a ghost is embodying. It became haunted, so it's sand. Like now, like things like Dreppy, which should totally fucking be dragon, which probably I think is like dragon ghost. Like, yeah, alright, maybe he shouldn't necessarily be ghost, but like, I don't think there's an oversaturation of ghost types in Pokemon.
I mean, because there are over 1,000, yes, there's not like an oversaturation. But like when you play this game and so many Pokemon you find, at least in like this first half, have at least a subtype to ghost, it just seems like there are a lot of ghost Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like it seems like that is like the default subtype for a lot of things. But like they have just added like interesting takes on it. Like I started mentioning before, like Wiglet is a weird fucking addition.
Yeah.
As is Wigtrio or Wugtrio, however they named it. There's that one Pokemon. It's just a dolphin. Like it's a dolphin, and when it evolves, it's still just a larger dolphin with a heart on its chest.
Mm-hmm.
Except it's not.
Wait, I thought it was just a bigger dolphin.
It has a second form.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
So find it. It doesn't evolve again, but a thing happens and it changes its form.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't gone out into the water yet. I have the ability to, but I've been busy. Like the last time I played, I was in the cave that kind of that you go through that leads you to the town where the normal gym is. And boy, I need to start. I wish I know I mentioned this before. I wish the targeting was more accurate and that you didn't have to basically walk up to the Pokemon for it to fucking work. Because wandering through this fucking cave, everything in this cave is about my level, like between 30 and 37, let's say. I find one of like the Terra-type Pokemon, like wild ones, where it's just glowing gold. It was a fucking Lucario. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. There's a fucking Lucario right there. I can just catch him. So I run up, start a fight with him. He's level 75.
Damn.
They won't even let me throw a Pokeball. He's so much higher than me. Cause like the gyms keep, like every gym fight, I don't know if you guys, Rich, I'm sure you noticed, Drew, I don't know if you noticed, like every gym badge like tells you like you can now easily catch Pokemon up to a certain level. And like I've gone up and like tried to fight Pokemon that were just out of that level. Like they like say I was able to catch up to 35. I've like battled Pokemon like up to 40 and have been able to like throw Pokeballs at them. They don't want to be caught, but I can fucking throw them. This guy, it's just like, no, you are 40 levels lower than him. Get the fuck out of here. And I did. I ran. He knocked out 4 of my Pokemon before it let me escape. So that was super frustrating. But this game just throws items at you too. Like, the only thing I ever buy are Pokeballs. Everything else I just keep finding. I
get lost just grabbing items. So I did, I guess this is accurate. There's only 44, or not, I guess not only. There's only about, I guess only. There's only about 40 ghost types in this game.
It's only, like, 4, like, including subtypes, you mean?
Well, yeah, it's just anything with a typing of ghost or ghost something. There's 40, so it's only 10% of the dex.
Well, it sure seems like a lot more.
Yeah, like maybe they're all super concentrated in that early area, because I feel like of the 150 I have, 20 of them are something ghost.
Yeah, I know. I did find I'm trying to remember. I want to say it was the fire crew member. Rich, do you remember all the crew members off the top of your head?
No. Are you talking about the Starfall Street members?
Yeah.
No.
No, it definitely wasn't fire. It was the one that was like kind of like dressed like a ninja, like its face was all covered and stuff. I don't remember what it fought
poison
with.
I think that was the poison area.
Oh yeah, because it was dark. I've done dark, fire, and poison are the 3 that I've done. I was kind of in that general area where like you're not too far away from the worm titan.
Yeah.
And I'm like making my way around like to the next city there, and there was like this cliff, and I'm like just minding my own business, and I happen to like go back and then come back to that area on like a rise that dead ended, and my camera like pans slightly, and there's just these 3 fucking lions floating in the air above me. It was the creepiest fucking thing in the world. It was the little Leo evolutions. So it was they were like an actual pride of fucking lions. It was one of like the male versions, which have like the full lion mane, and then it was 2 floating females with just like the single long strip down its back. And I'm just like staring up at these like 3 fucking Pokemon just floating in the sky above me. They obviously were supposed to be on the cliff right there, but they had spawned not on the cliff. And then I managed to like run around and get up where they were, and that whole area, it was just this. It wasn't a big area. It was like a patch of land, and the weather kept changing. It kept going from normal weather to like a snowstorm. So it just kept spawning different Pokemon for like a good 10 minutes. I would go over, catch something in a corner, turn around, 3 brand new Pokemon that I haven't caught yet would pop up. It was the weirdest fucking thing. But I ended up catching like 30 Pokemon right there.
And also, of those 40, about 10 of them are new Pokemon, but that includes base and evolved forms. So yeah, we got 10 new ghost types.
Well,
give or take.
Also figured that, like, I know Drew, did you even play Sun and Moon?
No, I really didn't play a lot of it. I have it, but I never got off, like, the first island.
And, like, I played a bunch of it, but, like, that was at a point when, like, there were 900 Pokemon in that game to catch. I was not catching them all, so I was just kind of making my way through and, like, catching the ones that I thought were cool. And then, like, doing, like, the storyline. Whereas like in Sword and Shield, like Sword and Shield had a manageable amount to catch. So it's like, this is completely doable with just 2 copies of the game. Like assuming somebody else was playing the game too, so that you have to catch them all. This one seems a little less reasonable with 400. But it's pretty fucking easy to catch them all. At least it seems it.
I know a bunch of people have already caught them all. There are codes that you can put in to catch them all. I lied on my count because I didn't realize that Basculegion was in a previous Pokemon game as ghost type, so there's only 8 new ghost types. But like it is very easy to catch new Pokemon, or all the Pokemon in this game. You can do like the Wonder Trade or whatever it is, the random trade, but like select like specific numbers to get specific types and whatnot, and it's just, it's so easy to catch them all. If you didn't have people who had the other systems, they had the other games, it's so easy.
Yeah, it's like there's certain ones that like I honestly don't want to be bothered with evolving a lot of them. Like there's 4 that you have to walk 1,000 paces with.
Oh, that's easy.
It's easy, but it's tedious, and I don't want to fucking do it because they're all incredibly slow.
It's trust me, I saw a little glitch thing. There's an area, I can't remember where it is. I think it's in one of the starting areas, that you can actually jump on top of the Poke Center. But if you release your Pokemon out on the ground and then you jump on top of the Poke Center, they run in circles and probably about a minute. Not even, that's 1,000 steps. I evolved Palmeat into its evolved form with the steps, and it
takes like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't take time at all.
But like that Palmo is incredibly slow. It took about 5 minutes to get the 1,000 steps. Well, at least like what I think was 1,000 steps, because there's no way to tell.
Yeah, I mean, you have to hope that it gets the steps and then evolve it. But it's like, I mean, like I get that it can be a little annoying because there's no like step counter or whatever. But it's
also not fun. Like I'm not like I understand this game is already tedious in ways, but like I'm not looking for the tedium. Like there's Charcadet is like a cool little fire dude. Evolving him is a fucking nightmare.
I mean, you gotta get 10 parts of whatever and go drop them off and give it to him and then evolve him.
Yeah, and so at least in Violet, because Erica was looking it up, where the Pokemon spawns to get the parts is in like the bottom corner of the map, where it's a much higher level than she is now.
Yeah.
So she can't even try to evolve him until she's much further in the game.
Do you know what you need in Scarlet? You need Bronzog, which is fucking all over the place.
I don't know that I've seen any of them yet.
I've seen them all over. I've caught a few. They're like the little steel, like kind of
the little disc dudes,
rectangular things. Yeah. Anytime you find any ruins, they're there. Like I haven't seen any Sinistes in order to be able to evolve Charcadet, but you need Bronzogs.
I think Sinistes aren't they only in Violet?
I'm assuming so, yeah. I don't know. Bronzogs are in Violet. You need Bronzog, I need Sinistee. That's all I know.
Wait, I thought you were playing Scarlet.
I got Violet.
Oh, for some reason I thought you had Scarlet. Drew, you have Scarlet.
I have Scarlet, yeah.
Right.
But, like, I have seen Bronzogs in my game. So I'm assuming both Bronzog and Sinistee.
I've only found one set of ruins.
You don't explore enough, then.
Yeah, probably not. I kind of like I don't beeline it for cities, but like I kind of end up going in one direction until like I find something. Like I don't zigzag all that much.
You're bad at open world games, Cobb. Okay? You need to just open the map and look at a spot and say, I'm going to go there.
That doesn't sound like fun.
Then stop playing open world games.
I don't play open world games.
You're playing an open world game right now.
Yeah, this is rare. I usually don't really play open world games.
You're bad at open world games.
Not bad at them. I just don't
have wonder, explore.
I do, but like I end up on a path where like I keep finding things in that path, so I just keep going that way, and then I end up finding things where I'm going too. Like I said, like I'm never like I don't set a destination for a city. I just look for a Pokemon to catch and just keep following where the Pokemon are. Like that's how I ended up in that's how I ended up in this cave. Like I didn't realize I was going to the normal city until I got there. I found this cave and I didn't even know what that was the way to that city, because I thought the exit was the other direction. And then when I went back into the cave, I found out that there was like another side entrance that I completely missed that had a Poke Center, so I can just fly back to this cave anytime I want. So as soon as I can fight a level 75 and catch it, I'm going to go back and get that fucking Lucario. Because I haven't found any Riolu yet. I don't know if they're in... Okay, so they are in Scarlet? Because Erica found one too. Some of the little guys are hard to fucking spot, though. Yeah. Like, the amount of Smolives that I fucking run into in their area that I didn't want to.
They're small and hard to miss, but it's also the pop-in can be a major fucking issue.
The way that the game repositions you during fights is also a hindrance at times. Like, I've snuck up on Pokemon, thrown a Pokeball, gotten into a fight with it where like I found an Ursa ring, for instance, but it was surrounded by Teddy Ursa. So I threw the Pokeball at the Ursa ring, got it, caught it, and then when the game like loaded me back after the fight, they loaded me on the opposite side of where I was standing, surrounded by the Teddy Ursa. Mm-hmm. So like I had no place to go other than to just keep running into the Teddy Ursa and running away until I was like free of them.
You could have just killed them.
I mean, I could have, but
and gotten experience. You could have probably thrown your Pokemon out onto the ground and had your Pokemon kill them all.
I always forget about the auto battle.
Come on, Cobb, auto battle. Also, I just sent you an image. Bronzors are everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but like anywhere where you see that shaded in orange box is a Bronzors, and that's what you need to be able to evolve Charcadets. Like Sinistea is very much more limited for sure.
Yeah, I think they are down in that like bottom left-hand side.
Bottom left-hand side, and then there's also at the edge of the desert where you near where you would have fought the lightning gym, like there as well. Like there's not a lot for Sinistea, but Bronzor, anywhere that you find a what's it called, a set of runes, you're gonna see Bronzor there.
You know what? I know why I haven't found runes. I have been following rivers, like unintentionally.
Just open your map, find a thing, mark it, and go there.
There's nothing to fucking mark other than all those stupid fucking Pokemon raids.
No, like you can see the runes on your map. You've never like looked at your map and been like, oh look, there's this winding mountain. Let me actually go there and mark it to run up this winding mountain.
No, I don't. I don't often open the maps. I run in directions, and then if I hit a dead end, I turn around and run back the other way and pick a new direction. I actually explore. You fucking plan a route.
I explore by saying I want to go here, and then I go 7 other spaces and never actually go where I wanted to go.
Yeah, see, I do that without deciding I want to go somewhere.
I eventually get to where I'm going, but I always find the POIs. I'm like, oh, you know what? Here's some runes. Let me go check out these runes, see if there's anything different. Generally, there's not anything different at the runes, but let's go see it anyway.
Looking at all those orange squares, though, I definitely like inadvertently like go right around them every time and just have never noticed it. So I recognize all the rivers. I have been around all of these rivers and in like the grasslands between them, but I have definitely not gone through any of those orange patches.
Man, you got to go through those orange patches.
I haven't been on the left side of the map all that much yet either, especially like where that desert is to the left. I haven't really been in like that section south yet. Like a lot of the stuff I've been doing has been on the eastern side and like more of like the north central eastern side.
It is very weird how they broke down this map with it being like the further away you get from Messagoza is the more powerful they get instead of like a linear path or whatever, like a circle around or something like that. Because like it's weird to me that like it forces you to go back and forth between different sides of the map. Like there's no like, oh, like I don't know how to tell without finding a Pokemon how to tell what level that area should be. And
that's what I do too. Like, and I have to keep reminding myself whenever I see like the little tag that I've entered a new zone to like find a Pokemon and try and like see what level it is.
Yeah, and it's like it's just weird that like your first gym that they push you towards is the Bug Gym, and then there's the grass gym on just the other side of the continent, but you have to cross over the main city. But like they direct you in a sense of like, oh, here's where each of their stories start, but you could have done either story. It's weird how they did it. Like they should have made at least, I know you can do the gyms in any order, but like
ish.
You can go to them in any order. Whether or not you can finish them is a different story.
Yeah, and it's like because that's the like you have to do the gyms first. Like you can play this game however you want. You have to do the gyms first. There's no question about that. You have to do the gyms first, because if you're not doing the gyms first, you're not catching any Pokemon, and any Pokemon that you do happen to catch, they're not going to listen to you anyway. So
wait, do the Pokemon? So historically, it's always been only Pokemon that you trade for won't listen to you.
It says, the way it says when you get your badge is Pokemon up to whatever level are easier to catch, and if you catch them beyond that or at that level, they will listen to you. So if you catch a Pokemon beyond a level that you have a gym badge for, they are not going to listen to you. And I've had friends who've had experience.
I can confirm also that that's the thing.
Okay,
like,
that's...
When after doing the first gym, I went in one direction and wound up in a cave with like level almost 40 stuff, and caught one because there was like the electric poison punk rocker thing. I was like, okay, I want that, and it was like level 38, and it fucking wouldn't listen to me. So I'm like, okay, yeah, no. Yeah. I was like, the first badge said 25. I guess the second one, I'm like 5 badges in, and now it'll finally listen to me.
Yeah. It's a wild Pokemon, or if you catch a Pokemon above a level that your badge is, you need to get that badge before they'll listen to you. So
actually, I wonder if you do the gyms in Drew, since you've done different gyms than I have, I wonder if you got the same like level caps in the same order.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not, the level cap isn't based on the gym badge. It's based on
the number of badges.
Is that the same thing for the Titans then? Like you get the ability based on the number of Titans you've gone through?
Yes. So it's like for each Titan, because I did the Desert Titan first before
the worm?
I did
the cliff the big crab.
The one outside the water gym.
The with the tusks.
Yeah,
whatever.
The tusks, the iron.
Oh,
tusks.
I haven't even seen that one yet.
Well, I did that one before I did the worm, and I got what was the third ability? The third ability was
the high jump,
the glide, and then I did the worm, which was the high jump.
Okay, so then the beasts you get the ability based on the beast.
Is it?
Yeah, because I did the giant crab, and I got the charge. Then I did the bird, and I got the ability to swim. And then I did the worm and got the ability to high jump.
Yeah, I did the bird first and got the swim.
Yeah, so that's based on the actual thing.
I did the
based on the Titan then. Okay.
Whatever, the one with the tusks, the fucking mammoth thing, and got the glide, and then just did the crab and got the charge.
Yeah, it's like you have, unfortunately, in this game, like they say you can do the gyms in any order, and you can do anything in any order, but like you're Cobb if you decide to do anything besides the gyms first, because whatever Pokemon you start with, they'll continue to listen to you beyond your gym badge level, but everything else won't.
But like, I'm not just doing the gyms. Like I know.
I'm saying your Cobb is in. You're stuck with your starting party until you get your gym badge.
But also, literally, you cannot do all the gyms before even at least starting everything else too. Like, it's impossible to get to some of the stuff.
Is it?
I haven't hit anything myself yet that I couldn't get to.
I haven't gotten to anything that I haven't been able to reach.
I could not get to, I guess, where the water gym. Like, I could not get to that city without having to have interacted with the star quest.
You could have gotten around it.
I mean, I guess.
Because it's off. It's not like you don't have to go through that Starfall Street in order to get to the water gym.
You know what though? Like, if you go down that path, the game does sort of like corral you to do it, but you just have to leave.
But but no matter. So the way I was going, all the roads were blocked by them, entirely blocked by I guess it was the dark type one.
I wonder if you have to start that to at least get the ball rolling before it lets you skip them. Because I did that one, and then I did a bunch of gyms. So I had done the bug gym or the grass gym, whichever one is theoretically the first one. And then I did the first Starfall. And then I did a bunch of other, I did Titans and gyms before I did any more of the Starfall.
I mean, my first Starfall was the Fire, which is actually supposed to be your second Starfall. So, cause you're supposed to have gone to, I think the Dark Starfall was the first one you're supposed to do.
In theory, yeah, that it is the lowest leveled one.
Yeah. And it was, cause like I did the, what to do next at the Poke Center to see what to do next after I did the bug gym. And it was like, oh, go do the Starfall. And I was like, but I want to go do the Titan and get Dash. So I'm going to go do that. And then I went to do the Titan and I got Dash and I went to the Poke Center near there and it's like, oh, go do this gym. So it's whatever's its lowest level and closest to you.
So that's not always true.
I just learned that's even a fucking thing in the game.
What, the Poke Center?
Them telling you what to do next.
Yeah, it's not always super accurate though, because I did it to see like what they would tell me to do. And they tried to tell me to go do the ice gym when I hadn't even done the electric gym yet. Like, I'd only done grass and bug at that point. So, I mean, and I want to say the ice gym is like a 40-something level.
Mm-hmm. So how close to the ice gym were you when you asked them what to do next?
You know what? Maybe that... I don't know where the ice gym is, but it's I had a bunch...
It's in the middle of the map, above the crater.
There were Titans closer to me, and Team Starbase is closer to me, but it still told me to go do a level 40-something gym.
That's weird. How did you not know that you could ask them what to do, Drew? Do you not
Because who talks to the fucking Pokemon Center? You just fucking, you spam A and then you spam B.
Yep.
But they tell you at one point, hey, if you ever wonder where to go next, you can talk to the Pokemon Center.
Who fucking reads anything NPCs say in a Pokemon game?
I mean...
Richie.
Everyone?
Nobody. Wrong.
Sorry, I was listening to a podcast last week. They were talking about Pokemon, and like one person on it, she was completely dumbfounded that she was the only one on the show that immediately gets rid of her starter.
There's a lot of people that do that get rid of their starters. Like I considered getting rid of my starter once they fully evolved.
Yeah, but there were 4 or 5 other people on this show that were all just like, no, we keep them. Like, you keep your starter. And, like, this girl was just like, no, like, why keep... Like, basically your argument, Rich, of why keep them? There are so many better Pokemon out there. Get rid of them, get somebody better.
100% I agree. Like, when it comes to your... I'm 50-50. Like, I agree there's better Pokemon. Don't stick with the first 6 that you catch. But also, I'm like, it's your starter. You kind of gotta at least complete the league before you get rid of your starter. And that's kind of how I play these games, is like, once I do whatever equivalent of the Pokemon League there is in these games, once that's done, I'll get rid of my starter, no problem. But my starter's staying on my team until I do, like, whatever sense of Elite Four there is in these. Because...
Have you, this is off topic, but have you found, like, any daycare people yet?
There's no daycare.
There's no daycare.
There is no daycare, okay.
No, you get eggs from picnicking. You didn't read that, did you?
No.
Yeah, they tell you can sometimes get eggs from picnicking.
I have not picnicked at all.
They don't tell you when you go to picnic. They tell you when they're teaching you about picnicking. They tell you can sometimes get eggs when you're picnicking.
I haven't been taught about picnicking.
You've been taught about picnicking.
I believe you.
You have been taught about picnicking. You just did not read.
Nope.
What they were telling you.
I was disinterested in it, so I skipped it.
But
I didn't. So to be fair, I didn't use the daycares strictly for getting eggs. I also used it to level up Pokemon that I did not feel like leveling up.
Well, I mean, they have level up candies now, so they have the candies and the rare candies and whatnot, so they don't really need.
That's true. They do have all that.
I've never used the daycare to level up.
I used to use it all the time because it would just like you could put Pokemon in there. It's gotten different since like XP share and all, but like. Yeah, no, I used to drop them off all the time. Because, like, yeah, you would get the eggs, but then also you would generally get a couple levels out of it.
I don't think they did leveling up in Sword and Shield in the
You know,
daycares.
they might not have. In Sword and Shield, I had very few Pokemon I needed to level up to evolve. A lot of them were more like I needed to get like their friendship up or something like that, so I had to use them.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's in order to breed this time, you have to have a Ditto on your team with whatever Pokemon, and you actively have to just sit there and wait. It's kind of dumb. But it's like you can get. I was watching Papa Midnight stream it last night, and yesterday, and you could get like before it would be like one egg every half hour or so. He was getting like 5 or 6 eggs every like 4 to 5 minutes based on his food and stuff. So like it's a much faster process when it comes to breeding, but it is also a more hands-on manual process when it comes.
And like I never really I only did breeding when other people needed things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never did breeding for myself because I don't play competitive, so I don't care about natures and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like when we were both trying to finish Pokedexes in Sword and Shield, like I was breeding stuff and like sent like I know I sent you some stuff, I sent Erica some stuff. Like I was breeding for that, but
yeah,
like, that's about it.
I was bummed out to find out there was no daycare because like I don't want to have to actively sit there and breed, and like that's going to be extremely boring like stream content when I was thinking I'm like, man, I don't want to have to fucking breed.
Well, once you finish the
like,
campaign, just make that a non-stream thing.
Yeah, so that's probably what's gonna happen is like I'll probably spend a night while I'm watching, like after we're done whatever on PodQuest, I'll spend a night watching whatever while I'm trying to get the best eggs, and once I do get the best eggs, I can then work on training it or whatever. But that's again that is it's a much more hands-on process that like kind of pushes me away from wanting to try to do like competitive, because I'm like, I don't want to have to fucking sit there and just wait for my Pokemon to bang constantly.
And I mean, like, not even that. Like training for a competitive team, it's the opposite of fun because you're basically, it's like shiny hunting. You're just save quitting a whole bunch, hoping that like the nature is right.
No, I mean, it's the nature at this point. It's
nature and EVs.
It's EVs. It's really EVs. It's not nature anymore. It's EVs. And just making sure that they have perfect EVs when they're born.
But doesn't the nature affect that?
I mean, sure. But you can. I think based on what I was watching Papa Midnight do, like he was trying to get a perfect EV. Azumarill, or like the baby form of Marill. And he was getting like 2 and 3 EVs. So he had a Pokemon with 3 perfect EVs and 3 that weren't perfect. And so he would keep breeding them until he eventually got a Pokemon with 4 perfect EVs and 2 not. And then he would use that 4 to keep breeding until he had
that
a Pokemon
sounds like the worst time.
It honestly does. It really does. And I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, before where it was just like, you know what, get a couple of eggs, hatch them, see how they are. If they aren't, whatever, it's fine. But like, now that you have to actively sit here and have the game running while like they're laying eggs, like luckily you get multiple eggs at a time sometimes. It's not just you sit there for 5 minutes and get 1 egg. It's you sit there for 5 minutes, you could get 5 or 6 eggs. And then you run, it's not far to move to actually get the eggs to hatch. Especially with Koraidon and Miraidon. It's very easy to get them to hatch. But it's just the whole idea of having to then like check each the EVs and then release them if you don't need them, or keep them if you do need them, and leveling them up so that they can then breed, and then doing the whole process again, and doing it all manually instead of like, hey, here, I'll be back in 20 minutes. Let me go do something while my Pokemon bang. Instead of like, oh, I now have to wait 5 minutes while my Pokemon bang. How you guys doing today? It's just, it's a silly move, but like, I guess it also streamlines it a little bit more. I don't know. I'll have to test it out.
Yeah. But let's move on. We went a little longer on Pokemon than I thought we would, but yeah, it's a big game.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
So, I watched the Weird Al movie.
Weird.
How was it?
It was fantastic.
Good.
Yeah, we actually, I mean, like to preface it, I did end up buying a new TV. I got one of them fancy LGs.
Nice.
Oh, the fancy LGs.
Yeah. Found out in the process of setting the fancy LG up, Crunchyroll never fucking made an app for LG TVs.
Oh, lame.
Yeah. So the only way to watch Crunchyroll is to basically like stream it from a different device. So Roku's were on sale, so I bought a Roku.
There you go.
Yeah. And like I only got the Roku because I also wanted the Roku channel to watch this movie.
Oh.
So like had it not been that, I would have just gotten like a Fire Stick or something, like anything else that I could have just installed the Crunchyroll app on. But just in case anyone's wondering, the ads are super fucking obnoxious on the Roku channel.
Oh, are they?
They're a minute and a half to 2 minutes every like 20 minutes or so.
Damn.
Yeah. And like it's not like when you're watching like on Hulu with ads or like via like on demand cable where like you can see in the recording where the ads are going to be. The ads just play. Like you have no way of knowing when they're going to start. At least not on like the app on the Roku stick. I couldn't tell. The movie though, boy did they do a good fucking job with that. It is so over the top. It's just so like minor spoilers, but like you guys both know that it's a parody of Weird Al's life, right?
Yeah.
So like there was actually like a little infographic went around where like there was only like 3 or 4 things that were like legitimate about this movie. It was like his first accordion came from like a door-to-door salesman. Dr. Demento actually like found him, and Madonna really did suggest parodying Like a Virgin.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else they just fucking went off the goddamn rails for it. So like early on in the movie, like teenage Al gets invited to a party and it's a polka party. And everyone's like dancing the polka and they find like an accordion and he's like, guys, I can't be here. My parents are going to be really mad at me for being at a polka party. Yeah, just like so goofy. They got a lot of like famous faces for this movie. The accordion salesman is, Tom Lennon.
Okay.
Lin-Manuel Miranda plays the hospital surgeon that saves Al's life at one point.
Okay.
I'm trying to think who else. Artie, the strongest man in the world from Pete and Pete, plays Al's dad.
Nice.
I'm trying to remember who else was in it. Evan Rachel Wood is Madonna. She did a really good job. Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al was fantastic. Like he went from like sort of like unsure of himself to the scene from the one trailer where he literally puts the cigarette out on the guy's hand. Which that was Will Forte. I don't know, from Last Man on Earth. Weird Al himself plays a record executive.
Mm-hmm.
Rainn Wilson plays Dr. Demento. There's a scene at Dr. Demento's house where it's a party and there's a lot of like famous people of the 80s. And it's all famous people playing these famous people. Like, Conan O'Brien is, I can't remember, like an artist, and I cannot remember who the fucking artist is now, but like Conan O'Brien's in it. So I'm drawing a blank on names now, and I feel like a fucking idiot. But just a lot of fucking people like pop up in this movie for one reason or another. At one point, like when he goes off the deep end, they actually rewrite the movie that he came up with Eat It before the song Beat It came out, and Michael Jackson parodied his song.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, because at one point in the movie, he just decides he's not doing parodies anymore. He's only doing original music. And that's where Eat It comes from. And all of his like weird little like ways that he is inspired to do songs are just, it's all so good. Like it was such a fun movie. There's a John Wick fight scene.
Nice.
Like at one point he literally takes out a restaurant full of assassins. Yeah, he kills a man with a platinum record because
that'd be pretty heavy. So it actually would definitely work.
I mean, he says that at one point, like, because he has 5 platinum records and he wears them around his neck. They actually stop a bullet at one point, and then he uses it and like throws it at the person that shoots him. Like it's just it's so over the top and goofy. Yeah, it's worth checking out even if you have to watch it on like your computer. Since like you can just go to the Roku channel like on your computer and watch it. Like you don't have to sign up for anything. You don't need an account. It just fucking plays.
Yeah.
And it's about an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half, I think. Might actually be closer to 2 hours. I honestly don't remember. It was good enough that, like, unlike Black Panther, where it felt like that movie just drug forever, this movie felt like it was over very quickly. And so the funny thing is, it only goes up to 1985, but it includes him writing and recording Amish Paradise. Yeah. But yeah, it was. I honestly can't say enough good things about Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
Yeah. And the movie looked amazing. I really wanted to watch it. I never got around to seeing it. Not seeing it, to watching it. Obviously I don't have a Roku, but like you said, you can watch it for free. And it's something I've been wanting to watch. I just keep forgetting it exists to actually sit there and watch it.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the cast real quick to see who else was in this that I'm forgetting.
Did you say who plays Madonna?
Yeah, Evan Rachel Wood, who she was on Westworld.
Yeah.
That's who it was. Conan O'Brien plays Andy Warhol. Alice Cooper. They have somebody dressed up like Alice Cooper. Paul F. Tompkins plays Gallagher.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce this guy's last name. He was the polka dot man, though, in the Suicide Squad. David Dastmalchian, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But polka dot man from the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
He played John Deacon from Queen.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Emo Phillips played Salvador Dali. Jack Black was also in it as like another radio DJ.
Nice.
Who he shows up at the party I mentioned before and challenges Al to like come up with a song on the spot. And so he does. And he just blows everybody away. I'm looking. Oh, Patton Oswalt is a heckler at a bar. Where it's where he plays I Love Rocky Road.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good movie. There were some songs I wish they had in it that they never did, because there was really only 5 or 6 Weird Al songs in it, I want to say. Because according to Wikipedia, there was My Sharona, there was My Bologna, I Love Rocky Road, Another One Rides the Bus, Eat It, Like a Surgeon, and Amish Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
So like you didn't, and I guess like a lot of the other songs like were like later songs that I would have liked to hear. Like I'm pretty sure Yoda was like an early '90s song.
That has to be like late. Oh wait, no, never mind. Yeah,
not The Saga Begins.
Yeah,
Yoda.
no, that's where my brain went for a second. Yeah, you're right. That's early.
Or like some of the stuff that he put out in like the 2000s that like definitely would have not hit this one, like White and Nerdy.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, like good fun movie, worth the cost of free and sitting through the annoying ads.
Yeah.
Like if nothing else, the ads give you a chance to like get up and stretch your legs and grab a beverage.
Yeah.
But Rich,
yes,
you finally watched Stranger Things.
Yeah, I started season 4 a few weeks ago. I watched like the first 3, and then because I was sick, I was like, all right, let's finish it. And that was a really good season.
Those are some long ass episodes though.
There were some super long episodes. The last 2 episodes is 4 hours long. Like it's wild. The last episode is 2.5 hours. It's a feature film. And it's wild. Like what they did with this season was so different than the rest of the other seasons. Especially having the team separate. I was actually a little excited that like everyone was in different spots and not all together, or happened to be all together right at the end or whatever. Like it really worked, and it was really cool. Except the thing that drove me nuts, that somehow is possible based on my math, which might be bad, is that it was always nighttime and daytime at the same time in Russia and Indiana. Like, or at least the way they were cutting it made it seem like it was always nighttime in Russia and nighttime in Indiana at the same time. Or daytime and daytime. But it was just like, there were, especially in the last episode, there were instances where like they were saying like, oh, at one point they were like, we have to be there tonight. And it's like, you're not going to get anywhere tonight from fucking Russia. Especially when it's nighttime still. Meaning tonight's already happened, or it's gonna happen before you even get there. Like, but it's possible. I did the math. There's like a 3-hour window where it can be dark in Indiana, Nevada, and that part of Russia.
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna say, also keep in mind that like they were on like the eastern side of Russia.
They weren't even on the easternmost part of Russia.
No, I know they weren't on the easternmost part, but they were more eastern based on the fact that they flew from California.
Yeah, but it's the I'm not even going to try to call it. Say it's the peninsula. It's a peninsula, but it's not. It's nowhere near the easternmost part. Like if you look at the map of Russia and you look at the first peninsula, like. How's the best way to explain this? I gotta look up the map of Russia to explain this. Map.
Also, other than I think the end, we don't know that any of that is happening at the same time.
No, like, and that's the thing. Like, most of it's assumed that this is happening. Like, they're cutting it for just like story's sake, but. Like, at the end, they're like, oh, this is they, like, kind of specifically show that this is happening at the same time. Like, it has to happen. They're like, the way they kind of explained it at the end is like, all these three things have to happen in this order, otherwise it wouldn't have happened at all. None of these would have been able to happen.
But also, learn to suspend your,
I'm sorry, it's Russia. It's Russia and Indiana. If you're telling me that Russia and Indiana are dark at the same time, no. Like...
No, I mean, it's totally possible, though.
Yeah,
I mean, you understand... Do you understand how huge Russia is?
No, I understand that, but the time difference between Indiana and that region of Russia was 17 hours. Russia was 17 hours ahead of Indiana. So, like I said, I had to do the math. But
do they ever actually say where... in Russia they are?
Based on, like, me doing, like searching it, it's the something peninsula. The, Kamchatsky Peninsula. So if you were to look at, like, a map, it is, like, the easternmost part, which would be connecting to, Alaska, and then it comes down and there's this big peninsula right underneath it. Like, I don't remember.
I looked it up.
Yeah. I looked it up I was like, where is Hopper? Because I needed to figure that out. Like, I know Russia's huge, but like, Indiana is not that close to Russia to the point that like, it's the amount, like, it was just the amount of time it was dark in Russia and the amount of time that it was dark in like, it was more coincidental that it all happened all at night. It was just weird to me. I had to look it
also,
up. It works.
Look the other direction. So, I just looked it up. Like you were saying, however you pronounce it, peninsula, it is currently 1:13 p.m. there.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas it is 8:13 p.m. in Indiana. Because they are Eastern time, as far as I know. I'm sorry. Most of Indiana is Eastern time. At a certain point, they turn Central, I believe.
I don't know.
There are, like, two chunks of Indiana that are Central Time. Like, it's the northwest and southwest corners.
Yeah, I was literally just talking to a client about this the other day and forgot all about it.
Fucking time zones, man.
Yep. So, no, it gets worse. So the guy I was talking to, he lives in northwest Indiana, like, right outside of Chicago, basically. Like, where Illinois and Indiana touch.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that... he used whatever other state is right there doesn't do daylight daylight savings time. So whenever they were planning to go to stuff, they had to like account for that time difference.
Yeah.
But so you figure that's only a 7-hour difference going that direction?
Yeah, I mean it's a 7-hour difference going from Indiana to Russia, but like. Like I said, it was blowing my mind. And I had to do math, and I figured it out. But it was also the fact that it was also dark in Arizona at the same time. And so I had to be like, well, how late is it? And it was like, oh, well, the pizza shop is closing, so that's probably like, say, 11 o'clock. So
I mean, nothing's open in Arizona that late.
I don't know, man. You never know. But like,
and it was like a Tuesday.
Was it? But it was also spring break. It was a few days into spring break. Like it was nearing the end of spring break, I think.
I mean, look, the fact that two schools in two totally different states had the same spring break seems like bullshit to me.
That's also.
I think that's the bigger issue here.
Yeah. But
no, like the time zone's totally fine because you figure if it's 1:15 in on that peninsula right now, in 4 hours, it'll be 6. It'll be dark. And then 4 hours from now is midnight.
Yeah.
I guess 5 hours from now.
But that's like when before looking up this, when you think like, oh, Russia's on the other side of the world, there's going to be like a huge time, like us to Russia, it's like, it depends on where in Russia it is and whatnot. It's like, you would think like, oh, it's daytime over there. It's daytime when it's
I understand
nighttime.
how time zones work.
No, I mean, I would, you absolutely would. You would think like, because, I mean, right now, it's more like the Middle East is daytime when it's nighttime or whatever.
Don't assume you know what I don't know.
But anyway, look, that was just a tangent. I like I said, I did math. I actually had to I took time out of my work day that I didn't feel like working anyway to figure this out because it was driving me nuts.
But look, let's talk about the real important thing. How about when fucking 11 smashed that fucking bitch's face in with the roller skate?
Yo, that was great, man. That was great. She sucked. I hate kids, man. They're the worst.
Yeah, that girl deserved that and more.
Fucking teenagers. Same with like the fucking main quote antagonist, like that stupid fucking preppy kid. Like I get it, his girlfriend just died, but like, dude, you're a fucking asshole,
yeah, no,
man.
he was awful. And like, it had nothing to do with his girlfriend. He was just a fucking like,
yeah. And like, I understand, like, they were trying, like, they're playing off the satanic panic and everything, and like, it made a good story, but that guy fucking sucked, man. He was an asshole, and like, I was so glad he died, when everything happened.
Oh, that's right,
like,
he did die. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they don't, like, make a big fuss about it, like, cause it's very quick, but he's lying over the gate, and he burns up. As the gate crosses him, which I was just so happy about. But we got to talk about friggin' Vecna, man. He looked that fucking awesome.
Honestly, all the upside down stuff like actually looked really good.
Yeah, the upside down stuff looked really good, but like the makeup and the CG that they did on Vecna was just like, it was mind blowing. Like, it was so good. And I think they did a good job, like, building up his story and, like, oh, he was number one and blah, blah, blah. And, like, it kind of makes sense and it works and everything. And, like, I was blown away by a lot of the CG that they did in this show, in this season. And like, also how heartfelt a lot of the story was. Cause a lot of the times, like, Drew doesn't like the first season. He thinks that the characters suck and it's not super, like, there's nothing redeemable about him or anything. But, like, this season, like, really, really makes you feel for a lot of the characters. Like, even fucking Eddie Redmayne, like, you know him for a season. You know him for 3 episodes and you're like, God, this guy's great. And
did you just call him Eddie Redmayne?
I mean, that's not his name, is it?
Eddie Redmayne is the English actor who's in the Fantastic Beasts movies.
You know, it's close enough, right? It's Eddie Munson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close enough. But Eddie Munson, like, you learn about this character and like how cool of a character he is, how cool of a guy he is, and like he accepts everyone and whatnot, and he's such a great character, and everyone's like, oh, fuck this dude because of satanic panic bullshit, and it's like, man, this guy's great. Don't hate on this guy. And then, like, you know him for all of like 4 episodes, and you grow to love this guy. And like, all of the characters have like, honestly, everyone except Lucas were like, had great motivations. And then Lucas eventually redeemed himself. But like, he sucked at the beginning of the season.
And like nothing against his character, but like, he has always kind of been the one that has had kind of the least kind of like to do like with the group. Like, he is always kind of like just the guy off to the side. And at least in this one, like, they tried to make like they gave him more of a character arc because he was trying to fit in with the cool kids.
Yeah, he was trying to be accepted so that he doesn't have to get made fun of, which, you know what, I understand that.
But like, his sister has more of a role than he does in the group.
Yeah. At least, but like, he would have had a better role if he didn't abandon the group.
No, like, but that's what I don't mean in just this season. I mean in general. Like, his sister has more of a memorable role with the group in the last 2 seasons than he has across all 4.
His sister's just written more memorable. Like,
I mean,
she's one of those like over the top, obnoxious, like, loud characters that like is just written fun. Where Lucas is just, he didn't get written that like wonderful or wondrous way. Like the way she was written, she is more memorable because like they didn't really do a good job at writing him into the series, it seems. And it like, I don't know if it's because like, you know, it was the early 80s, and so maybe they were like, well, how do we deal with racism in the show, or do we have to worry about it? But like, you're right, he was never really given a big role because the first season was all about Will, the second season was all about Will, and then after that, like, he actually had a relationship in season 3, but like, it didn't really like lean into anything.
Yeah,
but I really enjoyed this season. I'm excited to see what they do with the final season, or at least with the final season. I think the next season is the final season with this group, not necessarily the final season.
No, I think they've said this is the final season. I don't think they are going to ever do the anthology thing.
Okay. I mean, if they do it, they'll just name it something else. Just be like, from the creators of Stranger Things. It's whatever their next anthology is going to be. That'll be like four seasons long. But I'm super excited to see what they do with this. Like how leaving it ended off with like the smoke coming from the gate and everything. And I was actually happy you got to meet more of Dustin's girlfriend and her family.
Oh yeah, her family was fucking wild.
That was amazing. I loved it so much. But yeah, it was a good season. It was really good. I like that they actually like played into some of the other things that like kind of were just brushed over in the past. Like 12. You got to see her in season 2, I think. But then you haven't really like heard anything from her since. And so like they kind of mentioned her, and they mentioned like the whole like just the whole lab and everything, and you got to learn about that. I really liked finding out about that stuff.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about Stranger Things?
No, that's it. I've talked a lot.
You have. You're right. So the last thing, I haven't finished it yet, so I can't say too much. But I did start watching the Wednesday Addams show, Wednesday, on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
Nice.
They cast Wednesday really fucking well.
Jenna Ortega, right?
Yeah. Like, she is absolutely nailing it. Like, just the deadpan, like, unemotional delivery on everything. And, like, some of these scenes, like, she's delivering these lines without even, like, the hint of humor. And it's just, like, there's no way there weren't a million fucking takes for some of these scenes. Because even if she wasn't breaking, I can't imagine other people on the set weren't.
Yeah.
I'd say, like, so far the only 2, like, casting jobs that I just feel like don't totally line up are Gomez and Morticia. They're not main characters because this is Wednesday it's basically Hogwarts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she gets sent to a school that's full of, like, they call them misfits, but it's like, you know, like, there are werewolves and there are not harpies, sirens and shit like that.
Oh, interesting.
And, like, just, yeah, it's like it's a school full of people with like kids with like weird powers and abilities and stuff. What's Medusa with the snakes in her hair?
Gorgon.
Gorgon, yeah.
Like, there's a kid that's a Gorgon. Like, he always wears a beanie because if he takes it off, he'll turn people to stone. Like, just shit like that. And then there's Wednesday, who is Wednesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Catherine Zeta-Jones is Morticia and Luis Guzman is Gomez.
I mean, I do think it's an interesting choice to do Catherine Zeta-Jones with Morticia, but Luis Guzman works because the original comics of the Addams Family, Gomez looks kind of weird, so he works.
I mean, that's fair, but like, we also live in a timeline post 1991 when no one, they are never going to cast those roles as well as Raul Julia and Angelica Houston.
Yeah.
Like, so like everyone they cast at this point is just like racing for second best. And I think like Catherine Zeta-Jones works a little bit better. Luis Guzman just, it's not so much the look as much as like I can't like hear him and like see his acting and not associate it with something that's like completely comedic. Mm-hmm. Whereas like Gomez is supposed to be funny, but not because he's being funny, because he is so oblivious and over the top with things that it's just funny.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that really explains it well, but They're also, like, very minor characters in it. Same with Pugsley. I will say that the reason that Wednesday has to go to the school is because there are bullies picking on Pugsley, and they're on the swim team. And so her retaliation is she literally fills the pool with fucking piranhas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, while they're having swim practice.
Nice.
So, yeah. But yeah, it's been interesting so far. I believe it's 8 episodes, and I think I'm on episode 5. They actually just had the most recent episode, they had a dance, and the town near where this school is, basically, like, they don't like them. It's very much one of those, like, the town is against, like, the misfit school. And so, like, kids from the town that are a bunch of assholes that Wednesday actually just keeps beating up every time they start shit, rigged the fire alarm to spray out what looked like blood, and it was apparently just paint. But this dance they have, everyone wears white. So everyone's white stuff just got covered in red, like, watered down paint. And there's just a scene where, like, when, like, it's happening and Wednesday actually, like, smiles for, like, the first time. And then, like, licks her lips and goes, it's not even real blood. It's just paint. And, like, goes back to being, like, disappointed and everything. It was real good. I liked it. But yeah, it's a fun show. I will probably have it done by next week. I can't imagine not watching the last 2 or 3 episodes before then. Hopefully it gets a second season. I haven't seen anything for it yet, so I don't know, but it's apparently doing pretty well on Netflix.
It's like one of the biggest shows on Netflix right now. It would be silly for them to not pick it up for another season, but it's also Netflix, so you never know.
Exactly. Like, you can't assume anything, but it's probably a safe bet that it'll at least get one more season.
Yeah.
With the way Netflix is, though, it might be 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I just saw, there was that Warrior Nun show that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I just assumed it got canceled. And then, like, 2 days ago, season 2 hit Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that not only was there no build up for this, you're just like, yep, here's the season.
Yeah, I saw that came out, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was still going. I didn't even watch
it's been
the
so long,
season.
I assumed it was canceled. First season was fine. Like, it was kind of interesting. A little hard to follow, but, like, fine. Wednesday has been significantly better than that.
Nice.
Yeah. But I think that might do it.
Yeah, that sounds about a show.
All right. Well, in that case, what is it? Next week, we are going to be watching Birdies.
Yes.
Which you can find on, what was the thing that it was free on, guys?
Tubi.
Yep. My TV also had Fubo or something like that, so I was trying to make sure I didn't get them confused.
Honestly, it might be on Fubo, too. Like,
I think Fubo you have to pay for.
Yeah. Fubo is like one of the, like, Sling.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so next week we're going to be talking about Birdies. And other than that, if you'd like to find more of our content, you can head over to www.one-quest.com. You can also help us by supporting us at patreon.com/onequest. If you can't support us there, though, you can support us, if you can't support it with your dollars, you can support us by going to your favorite podcast platform, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. Rate us, review us, subscribe to us. It all helps. You can also find us on social media, facebook.com/onequestonline or at @1_quest on Twitter and Instagram. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/onequestvideo, and you can always send us an email to social@one-quest.com. And we'll be back to talk about PAX next week, too. And then, Rich, what's your streaming look like for the rest of the week?
I'll be on Pokemon on Thursday, and Pokemon on Sunday, and Pokemon pretty much every day besides Tuesdays, which will be Monster Hunters for the foreseeable future. So just come check it out, twitch.tv/b_walnuts.
Cool. And with that, we'll be back next week with something else to talk about. Thanks for listening. Bye.
See you.
Bye.